A dystopian society filled with nothing but regret and big dreams. That's the world of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Whether you're trying to make it big by climbing the ranks at Arasaka Tower, like our boy David, or even dreaming of escaping to the moon. Everybody's chasing something, but no matter what you're chasing in Night City, one thing's for sure, there are no happy endings. That's what makes this anime hit so damn hard. From the first episode, Edgerunners wraps you in neon lights, fast tech, and a heartbreaking story that won't even let up. Even with its beautiful soundtrack and vibrant visuals, it only sets you up for one thing: pain. In this city, people sleep on the streets not because they're lazy, but because they got nowhere to go, and no one that gives a damn. You could jerk off in public, scream into the void, or even bleed out on the curb and no one will blink. Money ruins everything. It doesn't talk, it screams. If you ain't got it, you're invisible, chained to the system, stuck in survival mode, praying for a break that never comes. So people escape into VRs where they become killers, maniacs, monsters just to feel something, because this city don't give you that. Not love, not peace, not even pain that feels real. Just noise. Just numbness. There are shots from Edgerunners that'll never leave my mind. David and Lucy just staring at each other in silence, a moment suspended in time, or even David standing at the top of Arasaka Tower just like his mom always dreamed. Except it ain't the victory he hoped for. It hits hard because we wanted him to win. Every step he took, we rooted for him. But this wasn't the route we wanted. Even Lucy fought like hell to keep the city from swallowing him whole. And in the end, it still did. The characters in Cyberpunk Edgerunners get deeper and more layered as the episodes progress. It's just not the main cast either. Even the side characters start to hit, with moments that actually stick with you. You start to understand their motives, their pain, the way Night City twisted them. And the action is not just flashy, it's compelling and chaotic, and weirdly emotional. Every fight feels like it matters. You're just not watching the shootout, you're watching someone fight for their sanity. I didn't even play the release of Cyberpunk 2077 when it dropped back in 2020. I just heard the disappointment, so going to Edgerunners my expectations were low. But this anime tore a hole right through them, and right through me. Just left me completely shattered. Honestly, I wish I never watched it because it was good. That kind of pain, it stays with you. If I had to compare Edgerunners to anything, it'd be a Kame Got Killed. It got the same tragic momentum, a squad full of unique, lovable characters who each bring something real to the table and something special. They joke, they fight, they bleed together. And just like Kame, Edgerunners breaks your heart piece by piece. You see why they kill, why they smile through the pain, and why they keep moving forward even when they got nothing left. But in the end, there is no happy ending, just the cold truth. Night City doesn't let you win, it only lets you get the luxury of dying with style. Welcome back to the channel, it's Jaganshi. I'm finally out of school and I've beat the burnout phase. So I'm really locked in now. And I'm not going to make no promise like I did last time, but if you couldn't tell, I switched to Premiere Pro over DaVinci. Only because my audio was giving me a lot of problems recording, so I just switched over. And honestly, it's kinda hard, but I'm getting used to it, day by day. And if you like seeing these videos just like this one, like and subscribe, I really appreciate it because it helps me put out content just like this in the future. With all that being said, enough talking, let's get back into the video. Bow! Our main character David Martinez, who was portrayed by Zach Aguilar, sorry if I butchered his last name. Shout out to Zach for an amazing performance as David's voice actor. David is placed inside of a dystopian world where you need cybernetics and different kinds of augments placed on your body to survive, or not to get frowned upon. The rich has it the easiest, getting brand new updates and can even download techniques and apply it to your arsenal like it's nothing. But wait, there is a huge drawback on changing your body to all cyberware, and the reason will shock me, but we'll get into that later. The rich also gets care packages or insurance. That's it, basically saying that if something was to happen to them, cops, or in this case the trauma team, can be sent out whenever the player dies or even gets severely injured. So the poor and the middle class are already at a disadvantage with not having that type of luxury. And that just happened to be David and his mom Gloria's situation, being middle class or dead broke. They both get caught in the crossfire of getting shot at by two rivals on the highway. The car flips and Gloria ends up in critical condition. The trauma team pulls up, but instead of helping, they check David's insurance and sees he's broke and just walk right past him like it don't matter. And that's what sets everything off. See, Gloria could have been saved. The doctors had the tech, they had the resources, but without money, she was good as gone. David just lost the one person he had left, all because he couldn't afford to keep her alive. They delivered his mom in the vending machine, no funeral or anything, and you never know what might happen because you might be next. His mom always wanted him to be at the top of Arasaka Tower. That's why she sent him to Arasaka Academy in the first place, and this is a private school where they can force you to get upgrades at any given moment. But that one moment on the highway changed everything. David couldn't even get inside of his own home because since he's broke, his landlord locked the apartment because they were past due on rent, and everything is done digitally, so even his washing machine turned off because he ran out of money. So he had to sneak in this apartment just to have a place to sleep. Kids from his school antagonizing him even about his mom's death. The pain was becoming unbearable day by day, but he stumbled upon Desandevstan. His mom was illegally deported, and everything changed. There was no place for David in the world, so he had to make one himself. He wanted to take control of his life, and so he did. But yet he didn't grieve properly because everything happened so fast. David had no dream of his own, and some of us are like that in real life. We're just floating around until the wrong crew comes along, and then you're trapped. You love the thrill of doing bad things, all to escape how you feel. He started working with Maine and his crew, and eventually he gets attached to Lucy, even though she backdoored him on their first encounter. But hey, Lucy was the best thing to happen to David at the time. David starts living the fast life, hanging with his crew, being knee deep into it, getting implants little by little so he can take on high risk missions, getting chased by cyber samurai, getting into high speeds with Militech, and partying after every mission like a legend. The cash is flowing, the thrill is real. Who wouldn't feel like they're winning? But beneath it all, that's how they cope with everything that came their way. But living fast only means you die young. Cyberpsychosis. Remember that drawback I said earlier in the video that installing too many cybernetics on how it could be fatal? That drawback was your own sanity. And yes, I mean your mind detaches from reality. Too many installs and your brain wouldn't keep up. You lose your sense of empathy and your sense of morality. You start seeing people as threats and obstacles. Eventually, you snap. Listen up real good. It's not a mental illness. The human brain was never created to handle this much cybernetics. Our minds run on emotion, memory, and instinct, and not data. MRI scans show that neural pathways are firing too fast. This is a normal human brain. Smooth, steady, electrical patterns like waves, and now look at this one. That's what happens when you overload the brain. That's how Maine meets its untimely demise. And to tell the truth, there is no cure. But there is something called immunoblockers, which is a medication to temporarily slow down the process. And Maine's death really hit me because the immunoblockers stopped working and he got Dorio killed. And there was genuinely no escape or coming back from any of it. So that's when he realized it was over for him. And when you really think about it on a deeper note, he sacrificed his soul, sanity, and body just to keep up with a city that didn't give a damn if he died the day before.
Why would you? Why?
This is it. It's the end of the line for me. But not for you. Fast is what you do best, ain't it? Just keep running.
From becoming the team's rookie and then becoming their leader shows you that he was a veteran now. And he's bulked up. Maine even told David to take his hands when he finally kicks the bucket. And so he did. And told David to do what he does best. David wanted to keep his mom's dreams alive through him by becoming someone who escaped their fate, but she died. So then he chased after Maine's dream because he thought he had no other choice.
They have limits, David. You knew that. If normal meds can't cut it, it's time to slow down. Can't watch you do this to yourself. Scale back your cyberware.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because of Maine and my mom. Both had plans for me, left me things to do. Stuff I ain't done yet.
He became the exact thing that killed his mother. He was already lost and Lucy wanted to save him before his life was surrendered to the city. In Lucy's case, she didn't care to chase some legend. All she wanted to do was leave and escape to the moon, where she could be free from everyone. But when she met David, her dream changed to him living and not being an Edgerunner. But David gained an addiction. David convinced himself that he was so special to the point that he went over his tolerance, which eventually led to his downfall. After he became leader, he was getting hell of eddies, and I mean stacks of it. He didn't save up and leave Night City or pursue the time with Lucy, taking her to the moon. No, he kept upgrading himself out of desire to become the legend his mom and Maine always dreamed about. And when you see him smiling in his last moments, he knows he's gonna die, but he was just glad Lucy was safe. And now that she's safe, Lucy can chase her dream to the moon, right? So he thought. David didn't know her dream changed. He didn't know how much Lucy loved him. But it was all too late, maybe even pointless. Not too many couples work like David and Lucy, but in a way, they doomed each other from the very moment they met. In Night City, there's no happy endings, but for a moment, we felt alive.